that was pretty quick. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. I forgot where to put my screens for a minute. Alright, if you want to know what I'm listening to, you can look. One of these days I'm going to get the pointing thing right. It's probably not going to be today. Right there. So that's what I'm jamming to. Hi. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Did you have a good lunch? I had a productive lunch. I got everything done. I got back to my desk. And then everything on my screen blew up. So, technical difficulties. But if you're here, I'm glad you made it. If you're watching later, I'm glad you're watching. This is Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun, here with my Bun Buns. We do art here. Yeah, we do art here. Let's see. I already introduced everybody this morning, but I thought maybe I should do that again. So, hello to Maya. I can't see anything. This is my main girl, my fibromyalgia bunny. Her name is Maya, and she likes to sit underneath my laptop. She's gonna get a new dress soon. Don't tell anybody. And we've got my coffee bunny, and she's the Mocha latte bunny, and she is so soft. She's one of the softest bunnies that I have. And I love her ears. They're a little bit different. They're pointy. Everybody else's is kind of round. Well, some of them have weird things on their ears that I don't know what they are, but they're adorable. Anyway, her name is Mocha, obviously, because she's the Mocha latte bunny. And I love Mocha, and that's why I got her. And if you don't know by now how important coffee is to me, I mean, what are you even doing here? I didn't even know why I said that. We also have this one, and she is the Aurora Borealis Bun Bun, and she's just so cute. I love, love, love her ears and her eyes. Check out those cute eyes. What? How can you not just be bedazzled when you look at it? Yeah, these are the little thingies I was saying. I don't know what these are. I don't know what they're supposed to represent. They're on a couple of the bunnies I have. I'll figure it out eventually. Anyway, full introduction in this morning's live. This is Rora, and they are just here chilling with me at my desk today. So I put them over here in the Bun Bun cup holder. There's supposed to be a cup holder for my drink. I don't have anywhere to put my bunnies. I only have so much room right now. Okay, so this morning, hey Bob, how you doing? This is Bob the Bad Dusk Bunny. He's my anxiety squish. One of them. Okay, so we finished the background, the flowers. We did the broom, the hat, the skin. Now, we're gonna do the hair and the dress. And we are running on the anxiety train right now. Breathe in, breathe out. Just talking to myself. So what's next? I think we're doing the hair next. I've got the colors out here. I did look up how to refill this marker at lunch. I have the instructions open on my phone. So if I get brave enough to do that, and if I can get to my little pan over there over which I do alcohol marker refilling, if I can reach that between now and then. I have like this landslide of art supplies over here on this side of me, but at least the stuff beside me and behind me, over here and behind me, is all neatly organized. I need to do a whole art desk reset. I usually try to do that every week, but then I've been in bed for a while, so when I get out here, I just do what I'm gonna do as far as the art, and then I get tired, and then I just set the supplies aside and I go to my bed, like immediately. Then I come back and I have ADHD pile nightmares. I clean it up as often as I can. But I've only been able to do like a little bit of cleanup since I've been out here, pretty much. It's only really been a couple of weeks, if even that long. I think I'd have to ask somebody in the house to check me on that time, because I really don't know. I'm sure somewhere in my constant daily logs I could figure that out. Do I want to get lost in that data right now? No, I don't. I do not. Okay. Can we focus? Oh, I should have brought chaos to the desk. That requires more walking. Not doing it right now. Y'all, I think I'm way funny. The only thing that gets me through my own madness sometimes is that I think I'm funny. I spend a lot of time alone. Okay. I took one of the bunnies out of my hair because it was pinching the heck out of me right here. I have enough pain on this side of my face right now. Let's just leave it alone. I kind of have a habit of I have a habit of getting one of my favorite coffees, the ones that I buy a lot of, after lunch. That's my after lunch coffee. So like Loca Mocha. Was it Loca Mocha? It might be Coconut Mocha. Coca Mocha? Coca Mocha. That's it. And there's one from Community Coffee. It's kind of hard to find sometimes. It's strawberries and dark chocolate. Anyway, I'm drinking Coca Mocha right now, and it's the best. Maybe not the best. I have trouble picking favorite things. It's fine. My favorite things vary from, I don't know, day to day. All right, let me see. Let me know in the chat or the comments if you are interested and or maybe excited or just don't even care about at all seeing this version of this class against the other two versions that I've done, because I have 3. I also have 2 more printouts of the Glinda version. One that I started doing in marker with my spectrums, which I'm going to finish with my spectrums if I can, without going through too much of a nightmare to refill whatever I need to refill for that class. Actually, it's not for a class. I was doing that by myself, just doing the I was trying to just do it in shades of gray. I'm a little bit obsessed with contrast and black and white, or like solid colors against a background, as far as just an interest. I have in my studio, I have a few pieces that I've already started out working on. One of them is the Glinda I was doing in markers with my illustrators. But I also have another printout of it up here. Let's see. This is the edge I cut off. I didn't feel like drawing the tulips this time. I didn't. I didn't want to. And it's not that I sometimes I just can't draw very well. I know if my hands are like, that that I shouldn't try to draw. I know what my limitations are when it comes to arts and crafts. Anything else, maybe not so much. Let's be honest. All right. Let's turn on the time lapse. I've really been neglecting Instagram. But I do that all the time. I neglect things. I forget about them. They don't enter my zone of focus for a little while. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that when I actually go back and start editing these live streams, I'll be cutting out, but right now this is what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I have to get used to putting my legs on the reclining attachment of my chair. It's there for ergonomics, so you'd think I would use it, but my legs aren't used to it, and also there's stuff touching my toes down there, and I don't have the energy to get up and move it. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. Where is my paper towel? I'm making this into accidental, or whatever art. Sometimes I spill things and that becomes accidental art. But here we go. We're gonna start with the hair. I've got W9. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it to see where to put the strokes. Give me a second. Please stop. I'm sorry, I'm having a technical issue. About this time every day, my older dog decides to completely rearrange his bedroom, his kennel. And, you know, he goes at it pretty hard, so. I'm not sure how that's gonna come off on the noise, on the audio, but I won't know until I just, like, try and find out, right? Oops. No blobbies. Oops. If you're wondering why my face is making that face, it's because I'm listening to the president and trying to understand what he's saying. I just can't understand. I don't know if it's me or if it's him. Look, this guy talks like me. Not the president. This guy doing this commercial about coffee right now. I can't listen to a coffee advertisement right now. I can't. Okay. We're gonna talk about, I don't know. I gotta find something else to watch. Oh, I forgot to play the music. Mm-hmm. Where are we? Is it playing through the computer? Oh no. There we go. Can you move you out of the way? Gotcha. So. If you want to see what I'm listening to, that has me probably dancing, probably humming, whatever. It's in the corner of the screen, the bottom left-hand corner. So over there. My finger always goes down. Okay. Focus. Ah! I don't like that. Okay. This is something that, as a technique, I'm still working on. And again, it's an area where I'm learning the um, the difference in the weight of the marker from this to the other markers. I can't think of the name of those right now. I'm sorry, I just can't. But that's pretty much why I'm not saying anything at the moment. I'm trying to make my hand do the flicks, okay? Y'all, I'll be forgetting I'm on live sometimes. Most of the time, it's everything I can do to not go back and delete what I've done on live so far. I mean, I'm not being like inappropriate or anything, but when I first started streaming, in my description, what it said was, um, it still says part of it, but it said, "Hi, welcome to Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun. Are you afraid the world's gonna end? Yeah, me too. I decided to do art to keep my sanity, and also I figured if the world is gonna end, it's the perfect time to embarrass myself on the internet." That's not exactly the quote, but that's basically what it said. It probably still says that actually if you go back to my first live stream. And I know that the current description I've got going still has a part of that in there because I still feel like that. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. Hmm. I'm pretty sure I had a dream last night in which I heard Jeffrey Epstein's name like 50 times. And I'd like for not to hear it for a few days at least. Gee whiz. It's becoming like I can't. It's becoming I can't. That's what it's becoming. Okay. I'm not sure if I love the texture here. We're gonna move on though. Moving on. Yeah, I pretty much know what I'm doing here. All right, let's go. We've got W5. I'm going kind of heavy at the top, right underneath the hat, because you know, there's the hat comes out right from her head, and so I feel like it's going to be a little bit darker further down. The hair. I have an idea. I have an idea. I enjoy variations on black and white. I don't know if I can explain that, but right now we're using warm grays. I also have cool grays, neutral grays, toner grays, yeah, and then even with the black, I have black and I have special black, which I figured this out. Black is has a blue base to it, like it's a blue tone black. The special black, I think it's closer to toner gray, but I need to pull cool gray and neutral gray out and see. And I think that in the E category, there's actually, I think there might be like an earth gray, but I do know there's brown grays and blue grays, whole blue grays in the Spectrum Noir range. So I'm interested to see what the difference between the two products is, kind of in what tone. I'm probably going to do an entire one of these Swatch Decks booklets in monotone. Yep. I'm pretty much obsessed with these. Okay, now I need my strokes here to get thinner. Let's see if I can make my hand do it. Probably shouldn't fling a marker like that. Ugh. In these moments, it would be really nice if I had not so much stuff on my desk so I could lift it up and work somewhat parallel. But I have to have some motivation on the weekend. My husband and I needs to get stuff done. And I'm just not getting there, man. My hands are just simply not cooperating right now. But it's okay. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's just different to me. And that was W7, and I feel like I went like too dark. I mean, I don't know. No, let's do the full range. It's fine. It's fine. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, my child. My children are funny and dramatic and worrisome. Oops. My hand twitched there too. Eh. Eve, why are you looking at me like you're hungry? There's food in your bowl. I think she's trying to intimidate me. She's over there licking her chops like she's the big bad wolf or something. You'd think by now she'd know she was messing with the real big bad wolf. She likes to fight. She's a Chihuahua. You ever met a Chihuahua that was chill? Are you growling at me now? Alright. My dog or something else. They're old. We love them. They're actually really good dogs. Ridiculous. They're good dogs. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. If I had thought about it before I did this, I would have actually chosen to use a different family category, whatever you call it, of grays. This is warm gray, and it does all match. It's pretty, but I have done it twice. One thing I really like to do, if you know what grayscale colorings are, ooh, I actually have some I can show you in a little bit. They're right there. I've been meaning to show them to you anyway. I got some coloring books the other day. There's this account on Instagram that I was looking at, and I love the way she colors her pages. And I went and looked up the books and I bought 3 of them. Okay. What we're gonna do here. Anyway, the thing that I like to do is I like to color something in a monotone color and then come back with actual color, like it's a grayscale, but it's fully blended. I don't know if that makes sense. How do I explain it? All those pieces I'm working on are outside, and it fully rained today, and I don't think I can make it down the stairs and across and up the stairs in the rain boots. I don't know if I can do it. But if I can, I'll go grab those. Alright, I'm going to come back with W9 again. I've got a few really nice highlights in here. I'd like to keep them. I need to fill in some of the dark areas again. I want, I'm trying to get like high contrast in her hair. Oh, that was a weird hand twitch. When you're listening to the news and the only thing you can do is laugh, I'm not even sure what kind of laugh that just was or why I thought what he just said was funny. It was more like, oh, we're actually there now? No. It's just the realization that, oh my gosh, the world we live in is. A lot of times I think I'm watching reality TV, which I don't even watch reality TV. I really don't like it. But I feel like I'm watching reality TV and then I have a moment of clarity and I'm like, no, wait, oh, all this is real. That is what we're dealing with here. Okay. So, we did all of the color range, W97531, for the first layer or round of color. Now I've gone back with W9 and I think I'm going to skip 2 colors. So I'm going to do W5 and W1. And then we need the colorless blender. Where is it? Hey, where is it? Right here. It's just lost. Things that are lost are not lost. They're just misplaced for the moment. I have some weird lost and found karma that it's a whole world of what? Just be patient. Your things will show up eventually. It's not like you go very far, so they didn't go far. Though there are certain things that if I lose them, I will freak out immediately. I guess everybody has that. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm not everybody. So, I'm going to use W5. Yeah. And barely connect the strands of hair where I want them to connect. And I'm really trying to do the thin lines here. It works out better for me, I guess, if I go fast. But I hesitate a lot on my marks. I hesitate on everything, and I'm great at procrastination. I can procrastinate, I can procrastinate, I can I can caffeinate. I think my youngest child procreate stenotes. You know, that came out in a really weird way, and I'm not sure that I mean that they use Procreate for their art. So if they're procrastinating, they're probably doing art at the same time. Therefore, Procreate. But Procreate means a different thing, though. Really? See, here I go, about to embarrass myself. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Whew. At the moment, things are okay. I'm trying to convince myself of that. Are you convincing yourself of that? Drop a comment and let me know. So that was W5. Now we're gonna do W1. There's the way. Ow, ow, ow. My hair. Got stuck on something. How's everybody doing today? How was your morning? What did you do? I reminded myself of that Meredith Brooks song, Birthday. When's your birthday? What's your middle name? Are you Aries? Are you on the cusp of Cancer? I'm gonna get to know you better. Okay, enough. I'm kind of trying to go more in between the darker strokes with this. It's lighter, so it's going to lighten some of it. And that's what I want it to do. I also don't want to go over these two highlights right here though. See if I can avoid them. Sometimes it looks pretty from the back too. Like, I kind of can get this like stained glass kind of look. Yeah. All right. Sorry. My iPad's being weird. Oh my God. Watch them smile, it's got a pleasure. No one can be just like me anyway. Just like that. Okay, we're gonna start on the dress. Before we do that, I'm going to do some arch stretchings. My hands can't do the same thing they do in the videos that I watched, but I have certain things I need to stretch. What do you do when you're home by yourself? Do you take a nap? Sometimes I do that. I don't like taking naps. Oh my goodness. My back popped. I think. Now, I'm drawing this little part right here in. It's the only thing I want to draw in on this one. But I am going to kind of draw it in with the marker. There we go. Let's jump in. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go like kind of minimal with this color, because I have a tendency to overdo it. So, where I'm supposed to really blend it in, I'm not going to. I'm going to go up there a little bit more and connect that line. I have a way that I like to do skirts in which the pleats go up a little bit higher on a line like that. It's weird that I do that, but I do it. I'm thinking about doing a poll to see which piece of art I should do next, or maybe which art type that I do. I don't know. I could get into something and then decide I don't want to do that right now. Alright, so I want this one to go a little bit higher than this one. I mean, I think that it just goes kind of like this according to my eye, because honestly, the bottom here, this panel at the very back, that's the one that's closest to me. and the rest of them are progressively further away. So I feel like the direction I'm looking at it, it's going to be lighter in the center and more dark as it goes forward. So like as it goes, like this is the back of the dress if you're looking down on it. The back of the dress goes around like that. And the further away from me it is, the darker it would be. So we're going to try to work with that directionality. Light source is tricky for me. Really tricky for me. I don't even know if that looks right, but we'll go with that. Okay. Coffee makes everything better. Okay, I think I got my shaping down here. Let's see if I can do this. I would like I would like to be able to do it easily. That's what I'm going for. And by easily, I mean I would like for it to not give me fits. Honestly, these type of things like people and clothes, I love doing them. Okay. Next color. Again, I'm gonna try and keep my colors to a minimal area here because the first layer always looks messy, but the second layer you can always come back and add color. It's not as easy to remove color, and I always end up trying to remove color at the end, so we're gonna try not to do that. The markers are not getting harder to open. My hands are getting more difficult. The press pool is ridiculous today. By which I mean there's a lot of press in the press conference I'm watching with Caroline Levitt. Oops. My hand just went where it wanted to. Like, honestly, it's a matter of laughing at your mistakes and moving on. Where appropriate. I mean, it's appropriate to laugh at art mistakes and move on. Some things you shouldn't laugh at, I guess. I do have a bad sense of humor. I think things are funny that shouldn't, and I think it's sometimes that they're funny because they make me so uncomfortable. Oh my goodness. And I'm just like laughing. I'm almost trying to basically just smooth out these lines underneath and go a tiny bit up because, again, I want to keep a lot of highlights in this dress. I want to. That doesn't necessarily happen, but we're going to try. We can try. And if we don't get it right, then we'll try on the next dress we color. How about that? I had a little bit of a hand twitch earlier, to be honest. That little spot right there, I didn't leave enough white there. And before I add more color, and forget that I didn't mean to do that, I'm just going to go over this. I know it looks kind of messy, but trust me. Trust me, I'm an artist. Y'all remember those doctor commercials? Trust me, I'm your doctor. Or trust me, I'm a doctor. Is it Dr. Pepper? Showing my age, probably. My actual age, not the age I think I am, or the age I act like I am. Oops. I'm always really curious about what other people do when they go to do their art. Like, how do you set up before you sit down? Because if you're an artist, you know that sometimes it's not a matter of sitting down and getting up and going and getting things and rambling around. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you need to sit down and focus, right? So, how do you get ready to do that? Like, I'm always curious. I have certain things I do. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not coming to my desk without coffee. That would be hysterical, and I don't mean hysterical funny. I mean hysterical like hysterics. But I mean, I also have to have something running on the TV, whether I'm actually listening to it or using it to actively tune everything else out is up in the air, but I need something on the TV. It gives me something to look up at every once in a while too to refocus. I need to have music on. I need to have, I don't know. I don't know what else. I need to have a good chair to sit in, have my chair positioned in a certain way that works for me for the day because my ergonomics vary from day to day. Um, I like to leave my stuff out the night before, or I like to set it all up on my desk like before I leave my desk, but I don't always do that. I don't always have the ability to do that or the time to do that. Sometimes I just don't want to, which is, you know, all of those are reasons that I have this landslide over here. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Was that thunder? Yeah. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Yes. It gets a little weird when I'm doing this because I forget all about the little levels that I tried to put my lines at. It ends up not mattering in the end. I don't know why I even do it. Don't know. See, I want this one to come up here and these ones to be a bit shorter. And then I want this one. One up. I love this song. I'm gonna try to behave myself, but I do love this song. Okay, G20. So far, it looks pretty good. Try to hold my desk still. Because I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I have a tendency to move my marker or whatever I'm coloring with when I really get into the art. I move it in time to the music. I wanna kiss your eyes. I wanna drink that smile. Moving like I'm so but I wanna skip all day and all night. You can see it. Really, my desk is shaking a lot today too. It's acting like my hands. I love it when my belongings get attitudes of their own. Like my desk is starting to get an attitude. I might need to like get underneath it and tighten it down. I don't know. On the previous two dresses, I kind of brought the dark part of the skirt down really far. I don't want to do that this time. I want to do it a little different. I want it to be mostly black down to right about where her hair comes under. Do I want it to go in a U shape like that? No, I think I want it to go like this. But to keep the warm grays at the very top. I never do one of these things exactly the way the class is. I also never do one of them the way I think I'm going to do it when I start out. Just never. The only reason I'm doing it in the same colors even is to compare it to the one I did with my spectral markers. What a wonderful way to spend it. I'm trying to not pay attention to the lightning. I really am. So let me know in the comments how much of a detail do you want to see when I do the comparison of my markers, my spectrums to my Copics? Should I go like full in depth, or should I just do like an overview? Because I'm not really necessarily referring to the good versus the bad, although there is some of that, if I'm honest. There is a reason that I switched to Copics. Does that mean I'm getting rid of my spectrums? Absolutely not. I do love the markers themselves. They just became very difficult for me to deal with on a large scale. In particular, there's some colors I absolutely love. Like TB2, obviously it's Periwinkle. It's a very good pure Periwinkle color. And then there's the JGs. I think those are jade green. I think there's a few of them that are just beautiful. And then I really, really love the VBs, the vintage blues. Ooh, they're so pretty. They have like I would call it a grayish tint to them. I think I switched my playlist and didn't remember. I thought I was listening to my Yes Ma'am Get It On playlist, but I'm not. This is the playlist of love songs for me and my husband, which is fine. Sometimes I switch my playlist and forget. I forget a lot of things. Sometimes I even forget my name. I think this marker is burped enough. It's a burped? I don't know what to call it. You gotta equalize the pressure in the marker a little bit when you first get them. Sometimes they're just blobby, especially if they're brand new or you've overfilled it. I think all markers are like that though. Even non-alcohol markers. Sharpies aren't. Well, sometimes they are. I'm gonna leave that there for the moment. I mean, I kind of want to just jump into this and do it my way. And I think that instead of doing W9, I'm going to make it lighter. I want it to be lighter. So I think I'm going to do W7, double 5, and double 1. Yeah. So I just took two colors out of the blend, W9 and W3. I'm not gonna do the I'm not gonna do the top. I'm not gonna do the belt the same as the top. I'm gonna try to get this right. It almost feels like trying to do a karate chop on something. Let me aim right. Let me aim. I'm gonna bring one down here. A little bit lower than these, right? Right there. W7. So now we're gonna do W5. Oops. No. Oh no. Did I dab this on the paper towel before I started to use it? I don't remember. Oh no. We'll deal with that in a little while. Somehow. That was on me though. It happens sometimes. You just have to keep going. I'll stare at it for a while and I'll figure it out eventually. I'm trying not to be mad about that. I'm trying. Not be mad. I'll get over it. I'm staring at that spot trying to figure out what to do about it. Part of it I can fix just with a white pencil. I don't really know about the rest. We'll see. W1. Take the end off both sides. Oops. Oops. this colorless blender over here. That looks like a hot mess at the moment. Now, I'm going to grab my 00 and 000. I don't know if there's 00s and 000s for the grays. Hang on. I'm find out. I think I can fix this by increasing the depth, and we'll see. Okay. Green. The darkest green we used here was G24. Wasn't expecting this to occur, but since we're here, so I'm gonna go to G28. This is gonna change things a little bit, but we're only gonna do it up here because I mean she's got this big hat that it's a little bit in shadow. We can work with this, okay? And where's the warm colors that I had? I have W0. We had 5, 3, and 1, right? We have 000 and 0. Okay, so let me grab W6. It's like the next darkest from W5. And then we have G28. And we're gonna have to adjust this whole area, but we got this. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think she's looking pretty good too. I'm mad. I'm trying not to be mad because right here, I forgot to take the cap off the chisel end of the marker so that it could equalize, and had a big blob splotch right there. So I've gone over it with the colorless blender a little bit, and I'm gonna try to fix it by basically using contrast, because if I add a darker color in there, I can mostly disguise it on both sides, and then I can blend it back out and come back with a white pencil to fix the rest of it. I think this will work. I'm not going to change the skirt because I feel like I can get away with this. The top of her body is underneath the hat, the brim of the big old hat. So Theoretically, her shoulders would be darker than her skirt. So as it goes down, it could get lighter. I mean, that's my theory anyway. I'm glad this happened though. I'm glad this happened while I was on live because this is one of those things that I always want to show people. Like, oh no, this happened. But I don't. I used to throw my art away. At something like that, I would have just balled this whole thing up, especially when it's on the main figure of the drawing, you know, the main subject. A big blob like that, I would be like, nope, this is done. Throw it away. Tell myself I'll start again tomorrow and actually never go back to it ever again because I get so upset. So, the goal here is to, like, you can't erase it completely, right? So the goal is to disguise it. And that's a lot easier to do than you might think. I got this. Thank you. That's my theory and I'm sticking to it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I need to darken the whole thing or it's gonna just look funny. It never blobs in a spot that, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if it had blobbed right here on the inner elbow, that would have been fine. No, I had to do it on the shoulder. I've had it do it on face before like that. That really upset me that time. I was so mad. Markers don't always do this. It's just when they're over full or they're really new. I kind of thought it was a crazy idea to use the markers with the cap off the other end. Like, doesn't that just evaporate the ink? But it really doesn't. And it actually does help. So, okay. So I've added in W6. It was originally W5. And this was originally G24. So I'm going to use G28. Take both caps off. Both caps off. Alright. And we're going to go in here and just add this basically to the cast shadows. The little bit of darkness right there should mostly disguise the gray blob. We're hoping. You could be the race, you could be the race, you could be the King Kong singing in your chest. You can be the I am actually glad that happened. Usually that stuff happens and there's nobody around. Okay. The uh-oh. Give me one moment. I didn't realize how late it was. Not that it's a bad thing. I just need to find my drugs. My meds. Drugs, meds, whatever. I got a hairbrush. Wanna sing with me? Alright, guys. Medicated. Okay, what was I saying? I need to start with the blending out the green. I don't need to worry so much about blending out the brown, the warm gray, yet. The lighter color is the green, which is where we need to disguise the smudge the most. My hands are getting difficult to deal with. Okay, I'm gonna need to really go over this multiple times to blend that darker color okay, we're gonna go with it. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm not gonna give up though. That's almost hiding it completely already. That's one of the reasons that alcohol markers are great too. That's another reason. That's the difference between an alcohol marker and a Sharpie type marker. They both have alcohol in them. But that Sharpie is going to be really opaque, and it's going to be really hard to cover mistakes like that. And I added a lot of ink to that because I want to darken it a good bit. And now G20. Hey people, I have some advice for you. Don't throw your markers like I just did. I do that to my pencils sometimes too. I just get into it and get going. So I'm going over this area a lot with this marker too, because it's a lighter color, therefore it's also going to dilute that spot a little bit. And we're going to come here quick and we're going to focus right there on that shoulder. Okie dokie. So we went W6, right? Where's that at? W6. So now we're gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do the full color range again. We're gonna go W5, W3, W1, and then I've got W0 and double zero. W double zero. I am live. Can I help you? Yes. I'm sorry if that bothers anybody, but I'm going to tell you a secret. I have this habit. When my children want my attention or need my attention, I may not stop exactly what I'm doing. Like, I may not stop completely, but I give them my attention. It's just a natural reaction. I'm kind of the same way with everybody, but especially with my kids. So if you don't like it when I stop in the middle of me talking to the camera, like, to pay attention to my kid, not my problem. I don't feel like it's a very hard thing to do to stop for 3 seconds to see what your child needs. It's not hard. It's 3 seconds. And you don't ever get it back. You don't ever get that opportunity again. But that's just what I think. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just how I do it. Okay, and now I'm going to come back into here because I'm using W5. So it's not going to make this darker, but I was going to go over it again anyway. I'm getting my markers mixed up here. Five, three. Okay. So usually when I make a mistake or I have like an accident in my art, my first step is do as much as I can to remove it as I can. Do as much as I can to remove it. But I've learned the hard way. I don't go into it really scrubbing it because that's how you destroy your paper. Yeah. So I remove it as much as possible. Next step is cover it as much as possible. And then whatever's left, white pencil, black pencil, or a light color and a dark color, use your contrast to your advantage and pump up where it's not supposed to have a mistake and deepen, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm saying it. If you have a question, ask. Okay. So this is W3. It's a lighter color. I'm adding highlights into this stuff, into the arms especially, that aren't consistent with the class. That basically, ever since I got the lines right in the bottom of the skirt, and I said, oh, I have my shape, I'm freehanding all of this. Freehanding's not the word I wanted to use either. I think I'm usually off the stream in the afternoon by now, but my tooth isn't hurting quite. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I just jinxed myself. I know I did. Let me knock on my lucky wood shelf. I'm not really that superstitious, to be honest, but I also feel like, what's the harm in giving it a shot? Asking for a good thing to happen isn't going to be the end of the world, If it doesn't happen, oh well, Unless you're talking about interacting with a genie. Them guys and gals, they will try and trick you. I think it's part of the job description. Like some people are salespeople, and their job is to sell you something. I often imagine genies as people who have a job to do. But don't be mad at them. You know what a genie is. If you get in a deal with a genie, then you know, you know what's going on. You know what was gonna happen. You should have like planned them wishes out a little bit better. I've been planning my wishes for years. I wonder if anybody else does that. I know my husband does, but like, you ever sit around and just like really deeply think about what your wishes would be if you met a genie? Or get out a notebook and completely plot out what you're going to do if you win the lottery? I'm not saying I do this every day. Like, you do it and then, like, your plan is set for the next 10 years. Otherwise, you know, you're always just planning and never doing anything. We got W1. Had a fuzzy there. And W1, I'm really just going to come right through the light areas. Try to define them a little bit. On the back of the arm here, I'm going to pull that W1 through. I'm not going to go through that upper highlight, nor am I going to go through this highlight at the top, just this one at the bottom. Okay, same thing over here. Okay. Okay, that was W1. Now I'm going to grab W0 and go right back through that white spot. Right back through here. And then, where else? Up here. And this, when you're doing like feathering, or if you're doing flicking maneuvers, motions, strokes, yeah, strokes, having your double zeros and your triple zeros and your quadruple zeros. I said it like that so I could get it out, okay? They really help to basically give you a soft tail on these strokes if you have trouble getting them with darker colors. I find if I come over it with a very light shade of that. What was it? I think it was Alexa. Okay. So these really light colors, they help soften that stroke out. If you look right here, it looks really pretty. I feel like they help me get really, really beautiful blends. And one thing you do have to watch out for is the desaturation, but you can always add more of the darker colors too. You can go back and forth until you're satisfied with it. And now we're gonna get this 00. Yeah. And I'm gonna bring the 00 right here across the shoulder highlight. And then over here across this top of the arm highlight. And then same on this side. Okay. And now I'm going to take the W00 and bring that up in this way. So anywhere there's white, I'm just kind of giving it a quick brush. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring those layers together. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with the green. I think that's really pretty fixed. I like it. What do you guys think? No more spot? Did good? Cool. What I want is G00 and 000 and where are you? Quadruple 0. And no, notice I'm not bringing this G28 down into the bottom of the dress. I only did that because we had to fix that spot, and I can justify the top of her body being like it's in shadow, right? I can't justify that for the skirt. Who am I justifying it to? I don't know. That's so good. Okay. So I'm going to do this whole color round again. But then where it's white, I'm going to use those 0 colors to pull it together. Thank you. He said I did a good job. If you don't like, who am I talking to? If I don't like where the original layer went down, it's really easy to kind of change it up a little bit. As long as you stay, well, honestly, you don't even have to stay true to your actual colors, because sometimes I don't like the color and I'll throw another color on top of it and change the whole thing. Uh-oh, my battery is low. That means my headphones are about to knock out. It's not my battery. My battery's not low quite yet. I'm still going tick tock, tick tock. Yes, I'm ridiculous. Yep. Uh-oh. We got Jasmine Crockett and what you call it? In Congress yelling at people again. She trips me out. She straight trips me out. Uh-oh. Louisiana itself just got straight called out. I mean, not really called out. Yeah, we got called out. I forgot where I was at. Okay, yeah. G21? Yeah. Also, don't throw your caps. They can crack. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh, the very edge of the paper right there just like sucked up some ink. It was kind of weird. I never noticed something do that before. See if I can hold my desk still. Did I forget to put the dark green there? Yeah, I did. Hydration is essential. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I gotta switch my headphones. I hear you, I hear you. Which hand does this go in? I have too many things in my hands. Oh no. I'm writing on myself. I can do this. Come here, headphone. Hydrate before I dehydrate. Absolutely. Okay, which color was I using here? Oh yeah, got it. I think I just wrote on my neck. Sure, it's not the first time. I'm positive it's not the first time. See, I got a little messy right there. Oh well. My hands are getting really twitchy. Twitchy, twitchy. Okay. G20. So down at the bottom, I want to put more of this than at the top as I go up. I'm also I'm also am I also am bringing this color G20 back all the way over the original darkest green because this color has a good bit of yellow in it. Um, and I want that yellow tint tone. I don't know. It's just shifting the color just a tiny bit. I hope I don't get used to these markers in my hand as far as like weight and size and balance. I hope I don't get used to them having the cap off. That would be something I would do. Well, now I can't color with them with the cap on the chisel end because I got used to them this way. Yep, that was definitely something that would happen. I'm literally trying to use my knee up against this pool noodle that I hot glued on the bottom of my desk because I hit my knee there and it hurts really bad. But I'm holding my leg up against it uh, to try and keep it from moving when I know my hand is going a little crazy. Uh, Going crazy in the way that it is right now, which is it's uh it's in the groove. It's got it going on, y'all. That's what it's going on. It's got it going on. I know it seems like I'm just going back and forth over the page a lot, but the thing you gotta understand is that the marker tip only actually hits the page like every second or third stroke. So, because I'm keeping my marker up pretty high. I don't mind going a few times until like I lower it and lower it and lower it until it barely touches the page. Sometimes that's what I have to do. Instead of trying to have it here and raise it up, because then you messed up. Then you put the ink where you don't want the ink. Okay, so up here on my dress, I have these two edges, and they're pretty clear right there. And I really don't want them to show that much. So I also don't want to bring the black down that far. So, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? Let's see. I think I'll go with G21. Alright. And I'm going to come down. And I'm just barely going to add a little bit of color there. It doesn't hide the line completely. But if you're not looking at it really hard, it just looks green. Okay, I know that looks really messy. Give it a second. There's times where I wish that my printer, I'm not saying that, I love my printer. I was gonna say I wish it didn't. Even when I print gray lines, my printer tends to print them as dark as possible. One of these days I'll figure out how to get it to not do that, but otherwise I'm not gonna mess with it because it's good to me and I love it. And if you know anything about me, which I know most of you don't, I used to have an issue with printers. I still have an issue with printers, fax machines, scanners. However, my husband got me this printer, and I absolutely love this printer. On my network, it's named Favorite Printer Ever because I love it that much. So I don't ever talk bad about it, and I tell it good morning and good night every morning. Okay. This is G00, and I'm gonna come along where I just put that green on the outer edge. And I'm giving that just a little blend. Alright, it looks a little bit of a different color, but it's really not. But basically, it just kind of comes down from that warm brown, warm gray, and just, I don't know, it looks like it flows a little better. But now, put that up. We've got G00 and G quadruple 0. And I'm gonna come over this yellow green, the light yellow green edge, and I'm just going to blend it out. I want to barely see it, but I want it to go back and forth enough over the color at the edge that it fades. I want to desaturate it a little bit. In this middle area, I'm gonna go right through it on both sides. Not through it, I'm going on the side of it on both sides. Spend my dollar, working a holiday, mountain, hold her up there. I've been trying to write like a little introduction of myself to put on the YouTube channel and all of that. Honestly, I got nothing. So while I do not use while I don't use AI in my art, or really anything, I have used it to help me organize my thoughts a little bit. Um, and the planning stages. Um, and in the process, I guess I told it a lot about me and how I want to do this. So I opened it the other day after like 6 months or so of not touching it, and it asked me. Oh, I had a question like, ask me to tell you about yourself, and I was like, sure, why not? And it gave me this whole like thing. And I don't know how I feel about it. Some people have said, "Oh yeah, that's you to a T." Um, Someone said, "Oh, you need to save that." Um, yeah, but I thought about like putting it on the channel description page. I'm just not sure that I want to hype myself that much. It's pretty like what do I need to do? Do I need to tell it to like, hey, can you tone it down a little bit on the self love? I don't know. Okay, so I'm on G triple zero. Now I'm gonna bring this color slightly up into the black. The reason I'm doing that is because I want there to be this visual overlap. I'm also gonna bring it down a little bit from this one. So not all the way. I'm actually gonna go the same height for every single one of these. Okay. Now, technically, this is our last color for this dress. We might keep going. It depends on how I like it. So, same situation. I'm not going all the way back over the colors this time at all. I'm really just I'm trying to go around the outside of the white streak. Like just on the outside of it. So that it barely overlaps it. I'm really, really trying to leave highlights on this dress. I don't always get it right. I have a bad habit of not leaving any highlights, and my solution to that is simple. I just come back at the end of the art and put in highlights. But I would like to learn to leave more highlights in the first place. So I practice that a good bit. Oops. I think I want to say something here. Like, I haven't been talking to myself all day anyway. But I want to say this for anybody who hears it. Don't people usually talk to anyone who hears it? Look, I'm absolutely in love with these markers. That's a fact. And I really wasn't expecting to be. I was expecting that they would be slightly better than what I was using, but I was not expecting. I'm kind of developing a level of devotion here that is a little bit concerning for my art supply, these Copics. But what I need to say is thank you so much to my husband. He might never see this. He might be watching right now. I don't know. But thank you so much to my husband for financing my obsessions and my please I really want them. And while I'm on the topic, thank you to the rest of my family, my friends, my boyfriend, for putting up with me and for believing in me, I guess. For helping me get through this freaking weird life. I couldn't do anything without my family. They're very amazing people. I don't know how they got that way. Honestly, y'all, I didn't have nothing to do with it. Okay. Now, I'm going to do one more thing here to finish this image up. And then we're going to let it go for the night because I've been sitting here for like 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's too long to go without a fresh cup of coffee. Honey, come home. Let's grab the colorless blender. I'm going to clean up a couple of little areas. And then we're going to do the belt. So right here, it got a little messy. I think that I've already accomplished the task that my yellow card set out for me yesterday. Because, I mean, I'm not doing push-ups, but the whole, like, thing was about basically breaking tasks down into smaller parts and accomplishing them little by little and tracking them throughout the day, and I think I've done that. I'm just saying. I may need to like challenge myself and come up with some other task, but I feel like I'm kind of there. I don't know. Ooh, it's Gavin Newsom. I think it's great when he's on TV, man. He just says things, and I'm like, that guy has some confidence. Okay. So, in a throwback to Glinda, we did that bow pink on her broom. And I'm going to also do her belt that color. If I can find the markers. Here we go. The R85s. It's a very small spot, so you don't get much room to get your colors to blend. But there's enough room, just not much. And our 81. And basically, that's done. Now, one more time, I'm gonna come through with the darkest green down here at the bottom. Just cleaning up this edge a little bit. And we're gonna take G000, quadruple zero, whatever. And I'm just gonna blend that real quick upwards. And lastly, I want W5. And we're just gonna go over these little desaturated lines right here at the top. And then right up here by the belt, I'm just gonna darken that up a little bit. Because that's where it would be the darkest, right? Color wise. And then it's blobbing a little bit. That's why I stopped. I got distracted. Did I just do that? I did just do that. It's fine. Hang on. We got this. Before it even dries. I think it's the same marker that I did that earlier with. Yeah, here we go. It's not a bad thing. It's not real bad. Watch. Guys, that is finished. Not finished, actually. That is colored. Okay, look, tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to do white details and clean up on this, and then it'll be finished. I call that actually finishing an art piece. But as far as the base layer of everything, it's all done. But we're going to add lots to it tomorrow. Sparkles and clean up the highlights. Even this down here is going to look a lot better. Most of what I'll be doing is grabbing a white pencil and a black pencil and just adding depth and dimension to different things. And then every now and again I might bring in like some green or whatever. But I'm just using the pencils to clean up, mostly to fix my mistakes, to be honest with you. It's not like I'm coloring the whole thing in pencil, because you could. I wouldn't try to color with colored pencil on this paper. It's a bit much. It's just adding like details. Yeah. So, we're done. I hope you enjoyed that. It's been fun doing this live with all of you. We're gonna call it a day. You can do the like, subscribe, bell thing if you want, but you don't have to. I won't be mad. I promise it's not gonna hurt my feelings. Y'all have a great night, Thursday night, and I hope your Friday starts out great. I will see y'all tomorrow. Oh, I'm Princess Bun Bun, and let's say bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. So like, I just get my stuffies